Hello everyone, Small Mage here. This game I was versing Quad, a Korean pro player. I've got first strike with sorcery secondary. During loading screen, I noticed enemy team does not have long range crowd control abilities. Only thing I could think of was Set ulting my frontline into me and stun me with his E. Other than that, TF's yellow card and Karma's W are pretty much auto range. My endgame KDA also proved it was an easy game for me to stay alive. Same thought process every game. What are we doing with early waves? What is TF good at or bad at? First thing come to your mind should be TF's map pressure after level 6. Similar to last game versing the Lissandra. He relies on outpushing his opponent to maximize his roaming power. His ult allows him to pose much larger threat to side lanes due to its range. But of course, it is on long cooldown, so if he does not manage to utilize his first ult well, his tempo could be non-existent thereafter. And obviously he does not have any gap closers. He's more of a utility heavy champion who relies a lot on other members of his team. So here comes our game plan. Because we outrange Twisted Fate, we want to proc first strike as much as possible while staying safe and not missing any farms. He should not have much pressure early in lane to stop me from doing that. After level 6, we want to hard push every wave to maximize his loss if he ults side lanes, while constantly observing his position and ping my team if there is any ult angle for him. And obviously play with my jungler. This is a default rule in every game. Zin wanted me to place a ward on Raptors. He moved with me, but we spotted Set. I threw out a Q and an auto to maximize first strike proc, and I waited for my mana flow band to come back before trying for that ward again, in case I can get another 25 mana for free. Because I still have time before minions merge, I checked our own Raptors to make sure no one's there. We do not want to assume Gwen did not start at our Raptors without checking. Lane starts. TF's range is his auto range. All we need to do is constantly space out of his auto range. He can't do nothing to us. Every time my first strike is up, aim to proc it with my Q. As you can see, my mana is running out fairly quickly. This is because he had been successfully keeping the wave right in the middle and forcing me to use spells rather than autos to farm. I can't let him do that anymore. So I used the same technique I used versing that Fizz, which is giving him the range on purpose. He falls for the trade and the wave now is pushing into me. I was too greedy here by wanting to proc first strike first and auto to get the cannon. Tried recalling because I'm low on mana, but he hard pushed, so I figured I could stay for one more wave. As you can see, it's impossible for him to hit me with his yellow card if I space correctly. Zin is coming from Raptors, so I put down my cage and successfully made him take a tower shot. He flashed into our Raptors. Because it will take us forever to chase him down, so Zin immediately turned to the wave and helped me clear it. I was hesitating whether or not I should TP bot. It looked very tempting, but we have to have discipline. Without gap closer and passive stacks, we are very weak early. Don't risk your TP for uncertainty. Notice I did not get any ruby crystals, because I am not concerned about my survivability against the TF. He still has an advantage in wave clear. He outpushed me and immediately looked for an ult bot. This happened so quickly, I haven't even had a chance to ping my team. I guess that's why he's pro. But it's not too bad because they committed 4 people just for 1 kill in the end. We need to push this ASAP and get a plate. No need to recall, but don't just stand mid. Hover towards your jungler just in case anything happens. You can see how well Quad was in reading where Zin is and avoiding his ganks. I'm sure he's mechanically superior, but unfortunately he picked a champion who cannot limit my scaling. Push, recall for Rod of Ages. I noticed my jungler wants to take grubs, but I have to recall here for items and mana. We're taking a chance here that enemy team might not spot him before I get back. Tried to predict Gwen's pathing, but failed. TF flashed over the pit, and there goes a 1 for 1. The timing was a little unfortunate, but turns out alright. We saw TF walking bot, so I tried to ping my team, but they're getting dove already, so hard for me to help. I don't have boots and TF has tier 2 boots. This is definitely one of those times where you don't want to move from your lane. Push ASAP and try to get plates. TF is still bot, so we keep hard pushing. Their bot is probably going to rotate mid. Doesn't matter for me. They have no threat to me either. We see them moving bot river and our Xin and Rakan are collapsing. Chase behind them and see what we can do. Try to predict Ezreal's E here, but he didn't use it before getting knocked up. Placed the cage and finished him with that dark matter. Again, TF immediately ulted after he went missing. My team was a little too deep in their jungle. All of them went down. TF TP'd, we can place our cage right under his feet and put out some good damage while making some first strike money. I noticed Twisted Fate overstepped into my cage's range, so I immediately put it down, followed by W and Q. Xin probably just used his dash, otherwise he would have been a dead body. Set now is fighting Xin. Shen ults in to help. Almost finished Set off with my ult. He gets taken down by Shen. Quad does not respect us. Their damage is very low, and we are 2 solo laners plus 1 jungler. They are 1 solo laner plus their bot lane, meaning 2 of them are behind in experience, aka behind in combat power. Of course we win 1 for 3. I would have recalled normally, but noticing I'm short 100 gold for death cap, I decided to stay for mid tier 1. A little risky, but very rewarding as I was able to pull off Rod of Ages and death cap under 15 minutes. Right here, absolutely no reason for them to think they can invade us like this. Remember, the enemy team does not really have any threatening abilities as long as I don't walk into their auto range. Set is top, so I don't have a single ability to worry about. As soon as enemy is in range, put down our cage and focus on whoever gets stunned. One shots that karma. Space out of enemy auto range. I was gonna just take Herald and call it a win, but Shen is still fighting. Make sure we walk near walls to minimize distance. Eventually forced out Twisted Fate Flash. We get Herald and get out. Push mid, team is pinging for my help. Without any mobilities, Set is such an easy target. Third dragon coming up, but because we don't have Xin or Shen ult, team very decisively gave that up and aimed to collect resources on the other side of the map. They can try to get that set, but this time I won't be hovering, because mid tier 1 is more valuable. They invading our jungle again, simply pressure them off of our jungle. They committed TF ult and 3 people top to catch our poor Twitch. This means free Atakan. But while we are committed to Atakan, our mid tier 2 is taken down, and top tier 2 is also in danger. Here comes the play of the game. I know after getting mid tier 2, their entire team is probably hovering top tier 2. My team is not close enough to stop them from retreating after top tower. I have TP and flash, so I decided to attract all of their attention by TPing under tower, luring them into staying for my shutdown. I had to flash immediately after landing, or Set can ult me backwards into their team. Place a cage right after to protect myself and separate enemies. Set was able to run past my cage, but that only makes this play even better, because we dragged more attention. I sidestepped Set's W, we end up acing them. Again, same thing. Place my cage right underneath the tower. This time it's Set. Karma gets taunted and gets taken out by my W and Q. Place your dark matter where enemies are clumping. Nothing really to comment here. With the lead we have, we're zoning enemies off of their 4th dragon. After TF ults top, we now know they're giving up dragon to catch Shen. Xin can do dragon himself and the rest of us will take down bot inhibitor. Game is entering into garbage time again. There is nothing they can do to stop me. Place my cage and walk into Gwen's W. Finish her with my ult, which nearly did 1500 damage. We got Baron and I TP'd to mid to defend. Catching TF with my cage, and my ult just came up. They FF'd immediately after. Very easy game as Veigar. You can see how effective and powerful Veigar can be when enemy comp does not have good ways to limit your scaling. Credit to my jungler as well, as he was the big brain this game. Leave your comments and I will see you in my next video. Until then, keep stacking!
Yes!